What is going on, guys? It's Kevin here with ModMyMods, and we are doing another ModMyMods news update. What we are doing today is we're going to talk about some news, some stuff that's going on. I am actually joined with a guest here, and I will introduce him in a little bit. You might know him. You might have seen him and his beard and his lady at some of the shows, but we'll talk to them in a second here. But again, thanks everybody for joining us for the ModMyMods news update. What's happening in the news today? Let's take a look. Well, to be perfectly honest with you, not a whole heck of a lot has changed, at least in New York State. New York State Department of Health is now changing the BiPAP machines into ventilators for the thing that's happening, this thing here, that I'm not going to say the words because that drops your ratings, so we're not going to do that. But the cool part is that New York State is not exactly shut down. It's not really doing. New York State itself is mostly shut down. New York City is completely shut down. But we are still open because if you take a look at this one and you look, it says essential services, including, well, warehouse and distribution. So guess what? We're still here, and we're going to still be shipping out stuff until they shut us down. So hopefully we'll still be employed for the next couple weeks, the months, and everything like that. But again, we're very grateful for you guys being here and helping us out, and again, with all your orders and everything like that. So thank you very, very much. Today, I am actually joined by a wonderful person. I am going to bring him on. His name is Stefan Ulrich, and he is actually from Michigan. Well, you're in Michigan now, right?
Yes.
I gotcha. But he is Random Design 3D, right? That's what you're going under now, right?
Yeah. At the moment, it's just random design.
Random Design, I gotcha. Well, he has made all sorts of crazy things and has done all sorts of good stuff. And again, thank you for being on the show with me today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I wanted to make sure that you were properly greeted by everybody because some of you might have seen the things that he's done, but one of the most impressive things that I've ever seen you do is this X-wing. A lot of
Yeah.
people know about the X-wing. That's you and your lady there when we were in Vegas. But the X-wing itself is actually a water-cooled PC. And if you can give me a quick, in a nutshell version of how you actually made this thing, that would be awesome.
Yeah. So we started building on the X-wing about 2 years ago.
Mhm.
So we wanted to finish it for the Cooler Master World Series in 2018. Yeah.
Okay.
And because we are a big fan of Star Wars, obviously.
As you can see.
Yeah. I also always wanted to have an actual X-wing,
Hmm.
and why not? Because we're doing mods and props.
Hmm.
Why not combining both of those fields? So I did a 3D model of it's actually the T-70 X-Wing from the latest movies, so not the original one because I like the design
Hmm.
uh, better personally.
Hmm.
Um, so I made a 3D model, and after I fit in the hardware, so it's just an ITX motherboard, for instance, um, we realized, oh, it's 6 freaking feet long.
Yeah, I was actually just looking at this photo here with
Yeah,
with it next to the Christmas tree. It's
yeah.
unbelievable.
So it's 6 feet long. It's everything is 3D printed, mostly in PLA and some parts in ABS. And also we did some mold making and casting for it. Um, Processed everything so you don't see any seam lines. Yeah.
That's so
Installed
cool.
a small BB-8 with there's a stepper motor underneath, which is controlled by an Arduino to rotate the head and add lights effects. Also on the turbines, but unfortunately you cannot see in most of the videos because turbines are on the back.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it was hell of a project. We finished it last year in October, so not for the Cooler Master World Series 2018, but 2019,
Hmm.
which luckily enough we were able to win with this project. So
Wow, that's. I mean, this
yeah,
thing is just incredible. I know these photos that I'm looking at here literally do no justice for this thing. I mean, it's massive. First of all,
yeah,
the thing is just huge. But the other thing that I wanted to show was, I think it's this one here. Yeah, the video of just some of the things and some of the mods that you've actually put together here. Like the I
Yeah,
choose you, the WRP. Are you kidding? The War Machine. That is
yeah.
like the cool, like one of the coolest things that I've ever seen put together. And I'm a huge War Games fan, so
Yeah.
that was awesome.
And that was a very fun project because those are 533 single addressable LEDs, which I soldered all one by one
Oh my goodness, really?
together. Because yeah, you have to add capacitors to each LED
Yeah, there it is, right
so they
there.
don't burn out or you don't get any interference when you
Wow.
program it. And yeah, it was also a fun project. I mean, the movie is a little bit cheesy, but
I mean,
it's a classic.
it is. Yeah, absolutely. That it one of the coolest things that I've actually ever seen you put together. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
unbelievable, unbelievable. Um, well, on top of that, I also I wanted to ask you because I obviously you build computers, you do 3D printing. Let me look at the
yeah.
chat here to see if anybody's asking you any question. Let's see here. Yeah, they don't want to talk to me. I'm too big. I'm too large for that. So let's see here. Stefan, do you use any Bondo to smooth out the 3D printed components, or is it just layers of the primer?
No, I mean, I start always when I have my print, I start by sanding it with 120 grit sandpaper
Hmm.
until I have like a smooth finish. Then I go over it with 400 grit wet sanding.
Oh wow.
If I have individual pieces, I combine those, and then the seam lines are. I use a two-part epoxy putty. I use milliput, or you can use also other epoxy putties to smear it in the seam lines.
Right. Cause like when
Sand that
you,
again.
cause like when you
Yeah,
print stuff, doesn't it? It prints in layers, obviously, and then you have to
yeah,
like
it prints
mold
in
it in,
layers.
right? Okay.
Yeah, and you want because with the first steps of sanding, I always want to get rid of those layer lines to get it as smooth as possible.
Hmm.
But sometimes you have your 3D model is maybe not good enough, or you have like small imperfections. For bigger holes or imperfections, I use stuff like Bondo.
Okay.
And when I am done with like 400 grit wet sanding, I add a couple layers of spray filler
Okay.
or like a filler primer,
Hmm.
wet sand it again, and repeat the wet sanding and the filler until I'm really having a very nice and even surface
That's
which I'm happy with. Yeah.
that's nuts. Yeah, I was just watching some of the process now. The Batman
Yeah.
suit you did that
Yeah.
was printed as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one
Oh,
here.
hold on. I gotta make you big screen for that. That is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah. It's also, I mean, this is in printed in PLA, and other stuff of the armor is printed in ABS because ABS is a little bit easier to work with,
Hmm.
at least for sanding, not for printing. Yeah. That was a very, very tight schedule.
Hmm.
We had basically we had one of the last exhibitions that was not shut down due to the thing we don't talk about. And it was the event was called 3D Experience World. It's by organized by a company called Dassault Systems, which is making the software SolidWorks.
Okay.
And I work together with a Korean partner on 3D printing, Zinto, who's providing me like with printers, filament, and stuff. And I built the entire Batman armor for display for the booth.
I mean, it's just unbelievable to see this.
Yeah. And the best part is like I have in the back here, it's a bit like paranormal
The guy
activity.
going on behind you. Oh, that is great.
Yeah, so I have a mannequin where I can put it on, and the mannequin is actually my body, so I'm
Wow.
working now on a holding mechanism for the armor, so I can wear it when there will be conventions,
Yeah.
maybe next year again.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Oh, that is
Yeah.
just that's incredible. I've never seen anything like that. What is yeah? Which actually can you tease the next project? Because if you well, first of all, if you guys haven't been following him on Instagram, Random Design 3D is the actual tag for him. He's actually doing if I know my props correctly, that's all Harry
Yeah.
Potter style
Yeah.
things going
Here
on.
I have like the
Ooh.
handles. It is next project is the Tri-Wizard Cup from Harry Potter.
Oh, really?
And yeah, those in the picture Catherine, my wife, sculpted the handles, and because we need three of them, we started like molding and casting.
Hmm.
Those. I am also working on some smaller projects. So, I mean, I have the Voper already. I'm building a small diorama of like I have here small Tron motorcycles,
Oh wow.
which I want to replicate the grid where they drive and then make like
Actually, like make it.
the thingies on. I mean, they don't drive automatically. They should like stand still with light effects and stuff.
Okay. All right.
And for my next big case modding project, which I want to finish maybe in November this year, which I'm planning right now, it is also Star Wars related.
Okay.
And if you're familiar with it, it is the co-pilot of a T-65 X-Wing. Let's say it that way.
Okay. I think I know where you're going with this, but I'm gonna let
Yeah,
the viewers have that little bit of anticipation to see what comes up.
yeah,
Oh, that is awesome. As a huge Star Wars fan,
yeah,
and we were actually supposed to go to Star Wars Land or to Disney World, and actually
yeah.
go to the different things, and it was one day before we left. It was literally that Friday we were getting on the plane. They're like, "Yeah, Disneyland's it's closed
Yeah,
for
I met
forever."
on some events. I met also some makers who are into the Star Wars stuff really big,
Hmm.
and I also had the plan to this summer because I don't know how much longer we will stay in the US. So because like things shifting because of my job, of the job of my wife. So I said, okay, this summer is the time. We have to go to Florida and go to Disneyland.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah,
unbelievable. Yeah, Galaxy's Edge.
yeah,
So I mean something that's ridiculous that you just
yeah.
have to see. You know. Um,
I met some people who visited already, and they said, if you're a Star Wars fan, even if you're not a Star Wars fan,
yeah,
it's just the craftsmanship and the eye to detail they put into it, not only in the rides but in the entire construction of this whole sector of the park is amazing.
yeah, yeah. I mean even the one ride that they have, the Star Tours that I did get to ride at
Yeah,
one point, is still pretty insane. I mean, having all of the different robots that are there, the different outcomes. So, like, if you ride the ride more than once, it's not always the same thing that happens.
yeah,
So I mean, Disney always does an incredible job. But yeah,
yeah,
hopefully next year, right? Maybe,
yeah.
who knows? I'm hopeful, and we'll see what happens, right? Um,
Right, yeah.
well, again, thanks everybody, and thank you, Stefan, for joining us.
Sure.
So far, what we're talking about is just random stuff. A couple of projects that he's been working on. I'm trying to go through the chat here and take a look. Art Mods, thanks for joining us. Maven, Jason, Real Rodimus, thank you. MWX, thank you, Pete. Travis, everybody, thank you again. I'm trying to do everything all at the same time, which is always a difficult thing for me. But the one thing I do want to ask you about is, have you entered in to win this 2070 or no 2080? It's a 2080, but the Cyberpunk 2077 card yet? Cause
I tried to win it when they raffled it away at Nvidia,
mm,
but yeah,
yeah.
I wasn't so lucky.
Me either.
So
Me either. I'm hoping maybe this time, maybe I don't know, you or maybe I will win one of these
yeah,
things because I mean these are really sweet looking cards because oh my god, they're just nuts.
yeah,
I mean it's the fact that they took a card and because of Cyberpunk and the hype that it has, they made an actual graphics card and they've been giving them away. But it's just these cards look sweet. You know,
yeah.
it's like
And I think there are only 77.
right. Yeah, there's only 77. I mean, but it's like the card that you have for the X-wing, the Titan XP, the Star Wars version.
Yeah,
It's like
yes.
there was a guy that actually contacted us that wanted us to find a water block for him, and I'm like,
Why?
I'll like sell you a 2080 for that, cause that that's so rare. That's
Yeah.
unbelievable. But hey, what are you gonna do, right? You try, hope, and wish on a star or something
Yeah.
like that.
And I can tell you a secret. The graphics card for the X-Wing,
Mm.
ripped all the original LEDs from it and soldered in my own ones because I wanted everything in the same design.
Really? No kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy
And
cow.
actually, I can now, I installed also small switches where I can turn the fans and the LEDs on and off like individually.
Is that what's like on the inside of where the cockpit is and whatnot? Because like those are.
It's on the back on the graphics card, basically.
Oh my God, really?
Because I mean, it's still a stock fan on it,
Mhm.
and because as you saw in the pictures, it's in our living room.
Yeah, I'm
So
trying to find that here. Well, there's the video of it.
yeah, so when we have it running in our living room with the LEDs, everything is fine, but the graphics card is like a bit noisy, let's say.
Yeah.
So I just like soldered a small switch into the circuit so I can turn it off.
Wow. That again, one of the coolest things I've
Yeah.
ever seen. Um, but those other cards, yeah, that's what I was talking about. The buttons on the
Yeah, the
inside.
on-off switch is directly into the cockpit and also the control panel for the water cooling.
Mm-hmm.
There are switches in the cockpit, so I can turn the pump on and off. I can turn the temperature sensor on and off. So
Oh my
I
God.
wanted to resemble like a cockpit that not only a big
Yeah. Oh,
hole where you put the motherboard in. So
wow. It's
yeah, and
just
finally the animation in the back for the turbines or engines going from red to yellow to blue, like a jet engine,
yeah.
which is going hotter and hotter.
Jeez, man.
But this detail, you don't see it
No.
because it's in the back,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So yeah, everybody shoots it from the front, and yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
actually even know that. Like I knew the wings light up and the back lights up, but that's
yeah.
oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
everyone who was at the AlphaCool booth at CES, I was like, oh yeah, it's quite nice if you take a look from the front, but maybe I can show you also the back because you don't see it normally.
Yeah, and then everybody goes, "Oh yeah, okay," because they couldn't see
Yeah,
anything because of the posters that
yeah,
were there. But yeah, I understand. Oh my God, that's really cool. That's incredible. All right, I'm gonna stop gawking at your X-wing here
yeah.
because that's awesome. Um, but share a little funny story with you today. It's not always that that the shop orders food, right? So we ordered food from Chipotle because they're doing the whole free delivery and all that stuff. So I'm like, all right, well, cool. Let's get everybody in on this. Somebody will pay for it, whatever. And all right, fine. So we'll get it, and it'll be fine, and everything will be turn out well. Well, because they're not doing any sort of like hands-on or anything like that, they do the delivery via the car and whatnot. And when we get it, and it's missing stuff. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I,
Yeah.
I call back. I'm like, all right, so hey, no big deal. We're just missing a couple things. Whatever. She goes, okay, well, unfortunately, the only thing I can do is refund you the items that you're missing because obviously we can't just re-deliver it. And I'm like, all right, how about this? Why don't you remake me that food that's not there, and then I'm gonna come get it and give me that refund, please. And she was actually
Yeah.
really nice about it. She's like, yeah, no problem. All right, cool, no big deal. I will. I'll go get it. So I book over there. Everybody's waiting for the food and everything like that. I'm like, okay, fine. So I get there. I grab all the food. I'm on the way home, or on the way back to the shop, and here we are. There's another message that gets to my phone and it says, we're missing stuff. I'm like, missing what? What are we missing now? Like, how? I didn't even get back yet.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, they get a big dumpster fire for today because that was unfortunate. The burrito that we had was all messed up, didn't have the things in it. The other thing, the bowl, had like that much food in it, which all right, whatever. But again, we called, we got it all taken care of. So the lady over there, Brooke, was very nice to take care of us. But again, hot dumpster fire on a Friday. Come on. So, I I can't take that stuff anymore. It's unbelievable. But I wanted to share that with you because I thought it was somewhat entertaining for our purpose here. Um, I do have a question for you. Is that all ran off of the motherboard, or did you add in an Adreno for the animation for the LEDs and for BB-8?
It's always an Arduino. So I have actually two Arduinos because the stepper motor needs a second small device which you have to connect to an Arduino, and then that will run the stepper basically. And the light effect in the back is also programmed with Arduino. And I like to separate bigger parts to different Arduinos because when on a show you don't have spare parts sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and when like one it can happen all the time. One part just dies, so basically the other is still intact. So yeah,
I
it's
gotcha.
all Arduino based.
Hmm.
I mean, and I have a very good. I mean, I am not so used to Arduino coding because I have I have to finish all the mods. So I don't. It's one thing I really want to learn in the future is like basically coding stuff, but it's so much to learn basically. So I have a couple of guys who help me a little bit out with this coding.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Another question is, have you done any Stargate stuff?
No, not yet. What I had in mind was it's not a mod, it's more like a prop,
Okay.
and it's actually Stargate, so the round circle thingy,
Mm-hmm.
fully automated where the circle is turning and the chiffons are just locking in, and it's just one idea I have in my head.
Okay. All right.
And also from the original movie, oh God, one was a movie. 99, 90, I don't know,
Yeah, I
98.
think that's right. Yeah.
There is the bad guys basically, because bad guys in movies always look the coolest.
Well, yeah.
And they have like this big mask on their head, this Anubis mask or something, and I want to build one of those.
I mean, I think that's yeah.
Yeah.
97 first of all.
97. Okay,
97.
close.
Yeah, that dates us a little bit, but um, it. I would agree. I did. I haven't watched it recently, but yeah, there was like, what was there like 10 seasons or something of that? It was unbelievable, but they actually had good, like
Yeah.
there were good stories to it, which was nice.
Yeah.
Um,
I watched how will SG SG1, the
SG1, yeah.
original SG1, the origin series. I stopped with Atlantis because it was like too made up for me,
Mm.
basically, at that point.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable. Well, Stefan, I think that's a great place for us to actually wrap up here because I'm sure people probably don't want to listen to us talk anymore because, well, they probably love listening to you, but they probably don't want to
Yeah.
listen to me blabber on. Before we go, I wanted to shout out to two of our great guys here. Travis from Shellback Tech is actually a great an awesome person. He creates veterans builds, charity builds that it's not like he's getting paid for anything like that to put these together, but he actually ends up assembling computers and gives them away to disabled veterans. And currently, he's got a crazy fundraiser that's going on that if you wanted to enter, you could, and you could potentially be the new owner of a custom PC that is got all sorts of stuff in it. It has some water cooling parts from us. It has, I think, I forgot what else we did with that one. I think it was just the water cooling and maybe some of the fans or something like that. But again, it's all custom. And he's trying to not only be able to do, one build and just one mod and stuff like that, but he's actually trying to make a lot of mods for a lot of different people, which is pretty nice. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's really nice to see a little bit of humanity in this chaos that we still live in. However, the other guy that I want to talk about was Solitude. Solitude 3.0 is one of our sponsored streamers that actually does streaming on Xbox and on PC and whatnot. And actually, I think this is a clip from yesterday when we were playing Call of Duty. And actually, I think I tried to. Yep, there I am in the parachute trying to land on the ATV. Oh, I was close enough, but I tried. Whatever. But if you want to watch some fun, entertaining stuff and see, Zach and I really die a lot. Definitely join him on the stream. And the last thing, Stefan, is what are you playing and what are you looking forward to soon?
At the moment, because like I have a little bit more time due to the thing that shall not be named.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am playing some games in my Steam library because, like every good gamer, I buy stuff on Steam that I will never play in my life. So just recently, I finished the Doom 2016 version,
Okay.
and now I'm playing Mirror's Edge. And on
Nice.
the PlayStation 4, I started with Uncharted 3. So I played last week the first two, and I just ordered the fourth one.
Nice.
And I was really looking forward to Last of Us 2,
Oh yeah.
but just yesterday they announced that because of the the management of the shipping and stuff. They cannot deliver to everyone at the same time, so they will delay it to a date they couldn't announce yet. So we will see when
Yeah,
that will happen.
that seems to be
Yeah,
the going theme with a lot of things.
yeah. And just for like nostalgic reasons, 1 week ago I started playing Diablo 2 again. It's just one of my childhood games. I sunk so many hours into this game. It is hilarious, but yeah, it gets me like now and then. I just have to play it basically.
Oh yeah, yeah, I understand. I just installed Diablo 3 actually the other day, and I hopped in and I'm like, wow, prestige level 520. Wow, wow, okay, all right. I apparently put some work into this game.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll go and play it again. You know, why not? Everybody's playing
if
Call
you
of
if
Duty.
you just invested so much time, you have to.
I have to revisit it. I was also
Yes.
looking. I mean, I was looking at my WoW account too the other day. I'm like, oh right,
Oh
yeah,
no, no, I never played WoW. We
that's good.
together with my wife, we played Guild Wars 2.
Oh yeah, that was just as bad. Neverwinter Nights, and
Yeah,
oh yeah, yeah.
and we just we can start again. Maybe there are new expansions we haven't touched yet. And no,
No,
mm-mm,
no, no.
no.
Don't dive down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Oh well. Thank you for joining us today. Thanks for the insight, and again, I hope you guys stay safe over there. I
Yeah, I mean, thanks for having us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you guys are one of the greatest. It was really nice to meet you guys in CES, and hopefully we'll get to see you again in the next upcoming shows whenever this is all done with.
Hopefully, CES.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
They haven't made an announcement yet, so we'll see, right?
yeah.
Oh. Well, thanks again to everybody that did join us today. Again, that was Stefan from Random 2K or Random Design. Sorry, I always get that messed up. But
Yeah.
and
No
thanks
worries.
again for everybody joining us. And hopefully we will see you on Tuesday. Otherwise, stay safe out there, and we will see you next time.